J Jinx!
Truck stop!
Alright, time to go through the knives and stuff that I picked up from my last impromptu road trip. These come to us from various places. I got one of these from a Walmart. It's an ammo box kind of thing, but they don't call it that. They call it a field box, and it's plastic. It was like $4. It was on sale. I'm like, oh, how perfect. I could put my knives and stuff in here that I collect on the road, instead of having them kind of bang around in the back of my car in a bunch of plastic bags, which is how I usually do it. It's water resistant because it has an O-ring seal, and it's perfect for all ammunition. Strategy. That is going to hit the camera. Stand by. There we go. Some of these I picked up from a Walmart. Some of them I picked up at flea markets, consignment shops, and truck stops, gas stations, etc. Let's just lay it all out there, right from the get-go. And here it all is, in a big pile. Let's do the Walmart stuff first. I know Walmart is not anything too special. They are everywhere. You don't have to go on a road trip to a Walmart. But I happen to be in the automotive kind of area, and I spotted these products by Heart, which I had not seen before, so I bought them. One of them is just a folding knife with some tools in the back, supposedly. Haven't opened it yet. And the other one is one of these, like, kind of blocky, slidey blade things, which I've seen here and there. It's a 2-pack, and you might notice that one of them is missing. That's because I took it out, and I carried it for a couple of weeks, just to see what it was like. Didn't like it too much, but let me tell you about it. It's kind of a neat little thing in the end. So this is just one of those blades that slide out. Blade slides in when you depress this little button here. The features are labeled, sort of. Here we have a 1/4 bit driver, lock, and it took me a while to figure out this one at the end. It's like hockey puck, UFO, flan. It's a bottle cap. You can actually use this as a bottle opener, and it works. I tried it. There is a pocket clip on the back, which is completely useless. It just does not stick up off the body far enough. I couldn't clip it to anything. I mean, I suppose a shirt pocket, maybe? So I just dropped it into my pocket where it rattled around with my keys. The quick change mechanism is actually kind of neat. So the blue button actually moves. If you look on the other side, there's a cutout to make this part of the scale sprung. And you look here and notice that there's part of the liner missing. So when you push the button, that sprung part kind of moves out a little bit. See that? What you got to do is move the blade forward so that that cavity is filled with this part. And now the button will push that, which releases the blade. So you can reverse it and have a fresh cutting edge until that gets dull. So that's how that works. Kind of neat. So it was all right. I mean, it's just a cheap razor blade. I've worked with box cutters and such for many, many years of my life. I knew exactly what it was. And, I mean, you can use it one-handed. It's a little bit awkward. It's just that pushing and sliding at the same time. Yeah, it can be done. Not as satisfying as a flipper, though. And one is in satin, the other one is in black. Now, here's something I haven't seen before. I'm going to check this package. I noticed it with this packaging. Does it say it here? No. Okay, this is interesting. So this is made in China. Okay? Looking on the back of this one, I've never seen this before. Product of the United States with further processing in China. I don't know what that means. Like, I've seen product of one country assembled in another. I've seen that. Further processing, like, what does that mean? Do they get, like, the raw ore for the metal that goes into this thing? And do they build this in the USA, ship it all the way to China for packaging, and then ship it all the way back? I don't know what that means. It's also got a useless ruler on it. So let's check out this Heart 4-in-1 folding knife. Navaja plegable 4-in-1. Cuatro en uno, if that's Spanish. And here's what it's got. A package opener, PH2 bit driver, whatever that means. Bottle opener, liner lock design, removable pocket clip, high carbon steel. Says it has an integrated bottle opener in this position. Let's check this out. So all of these Walmart things I got have bottle openers. Oh, we got a security tag and a little pamphlet manual thing. Oh, we got a part number. HHCTMT04. Folding tactical knife. Hey. I don't see a glass breaker, though. Here's instructions for how to use it. I think we could figure it out, but what? Look at that. That is the biggest bink I have ever seen. That is... I'm going to have to hold on to this one. I'm really impressed. Walmart binks. Go big bink. Go big bink, or there's a joke in there somewhere. It's on the heavy side. Have some interesting stuff going. Oh yeah, that's right, because there's tools. Well, there's the package opener. Oh, the tools have their own liner locks. Check that out. That's what that is. And you can actually see the bearing for the detent. It's just right out there. Well, hopefully that doesn't fall out. And then the hole that goes into is there. So if you ever wanted to know how a detent works, get the Heart 4-in-1 tactical folder, and you can show it off just like that. Oh, that's an interesting tool. What did they call this? It was like a PH2 bit driver. I guess it's flat, so it fits in there. I guess that's what they gave you. I don't know what a PH2 screw is. Well, anyway, it has a nice snap to the detent. I like that. Pretty wide pocket clip up there. Check that out. It's a deep ride. No recessing, but oh, wow. Holy cow, that's got a lot of tension on it. That might actually be difficult to get into the pocket. I couldn't even lift it. Oh. Whew. Here's the bottle opener, which I was wondering how that worked. Looks simple enough. It gives you leverage. Ooh. The opening is smooth. It just takes a lot to get it going. It's got a drop point blade with a little bit of a swedge. It's a handsome looking blade. I'll give it that. Very nice, smooth, satiny finish. Already got some scratches on it too. Black ambidextrous thumb studs, although it might be kind of hard to reach this one if you're left-handed with the pocket clip bulging out there, you know? And the pocket clip is not reversible. So why'd they have ambidextrous studs, but only whatever. It's tip down only carry. I know a lot of folks don't like that. The centering's not perfect, but I just got it out of the box, and I've seen these things kind of drift before, you know, after breaking in a bit. It's got a decent hand feel, I gotta say. There's no jimping anywhere, but it's just nice and smooth, and it's got good ergos. I'll give it that. A little bit heavy for my taste, but I might carry it, might try it out. I like the color combination of that blue on black. What kind of blue is that? Not a baby blue. It's kind of an industrial blue. I don't know. Interesting. Check out the spacers. Is that phosphor bronze? That's usually put on flippers, right? Or it's some kind of metal. It's just not really that smooth. Maybe after breaking in, it can be a nice flipper, but I don't know about that. It just has a lot of tension to it, although I just did it. Wow. So it's really, really tight, but with slick phosphor bronze spacers. Yeah, maybe I'll carry it, give it a try, keep it this. That's a monster bink. I'm just gonna check out the blade consistency. Very consistent. Gonna cut paper pretty well. I've seen better, but I've seen much worse. This is also weird paper. So this is actually one I picked up on a different road trip. I just never opened it. I got it from a Harbor Freight because there was another trip earlier than that previous one to the previous one that I got a key knife from a Harbor Freight and it just freaking disappeared. I have no idea where it went. Yeah, I just don't know. So I got another one. Only it's slightly different. I think the one I got was the Gordon tools. This one is something else. But I wanted to open it and check it out. Kind of reminds me of the old SOG key knives. I got a bunch of those out of a TSA confiscated bundles from eBay. It just says lock back blade, locking mechanism, stainless steel, handle and blade construction. What? Stainless steel. Oh, you gotta read them all together. Stainless steel handle and blade construction. Like, just randomly says construction. What's that about? Just says distributed by Harbor Freight. Well, here's an interesting statement. Due to continuing improvements, actual product may differ slightly from photo. Yes, it's because of improvements. That's it. So let's try out this package opener from the other knife. It already feels pretty awkward holding it like this. It's got a little bit of play. We got a model number, HF22, Harbor Freight, model 22. Perhaps all rivets in the construction. Yeah, it does lock. Ooh, gotta push the lock a little bit to get it to unlock. And I'm curious about the teeth on this key. Like, that almost looks like, I kind of wonder, could I get into somebody's home with this? Or office? Like, what, do the teeth of this key happen to correspond to somebody's lock? Maybe I'll walk around my neighborhood tonight and try it out. You've seen one, you've seen them all. And another Walmart pickup. I spotted this new to me, kind of a Mora knockoff style. I got one before where it was like all black. This one's yellow and with a sheath, or a different type of sheath than the other one. It says it's a 4-inch bait knife. Oh. You know, I never actually took it out of its sheath. Didn't know it was all blacked out. And here's a symbol of a tsunami. Huh. Well, all right. It's the Tsunami Mora companion, sort of knockoff. The sheath's got one of those integrated plastic clips, and there's holes and stuff in there to let your blade dry out after you fillet something. That's about it. I guess I'll put it with the other Mora knockoff, or copies, that I have laying around. The Tsunami bait knife. You know, it doesn't really have a noticeable snap when you put it in there. Like, it's not loose. But, oh, I see what they did. Check this out. The way they molded this. It's got this, like, slot going down the back. And then a partial slot going this way. So the whole thing is, it's like sprung almost. And as you slip the blade in, it like grabs it. So that's different. I haven't seen that before. But I'd rather have something molded around like this part of it to really clasp it. Because, I mean, like I said, it's not loose. I'm just not too comfortable with that. But I applaud the clever, different way of doing it. Oh, different to me anyway. Kind of neat. I don't remember what I paid for it, but I want to say it was like $4. Yeah, what were the prices for these other things for that matter? I think I paid around the same for this. About $4. This was like $8 or $9 for the Heart 4-inch tactical knife, and then these I think came out to about the same together. Now let's talk about this one. I spotted this one at a flea market in Virginia, I believe I was. And I actually have another knife almost exactly like this one that I got from a flea market in New Jersey. This is a knockoff of the Benchmade Auto Spike, which came out in like the early or mid 90s. It's model 1000, but there is no Benchmade logo on this one. So I think it's not a counterfeit, but a knockoff, a copy, what have you. I guess it's possible that the Benchmade logo used to be there and it got rubbed off, but I doubt it. So I don't know anything about this knife. The other one I have is black, and it's missing the pocket clip. So I saw this one. It was like $20, but it looked like it was in really good condition, and I didn't even like ask to see it. I just was like, I want that one, and I bought it. And I was like, you know what? If I flip this thing open and I see the Benchmade logo, that's the best $20 I've ever spent. So I'll look off of the information of the actual Benchmade 1000 Auto Spike, specifically the 1000S, S for satin for the finish. It's got a 3.4-inch blade, 8 inches overall, and the handles are actually made of pewter, or at least they are in the real McCoy. 3.4 ounces automatic button lock. And these do still pop up in forums and once in a while on eBay. They go for anywhere, in good condition, from like $275 to $350, I suppose. If it has all the packaging and stuff, maybe more. It's a neat thing. Very simple construction, just two blocky pieces bolted together with 2 bolts on the bottom that just kind of go all the way through. Now, some of the early ones, some of them did not come with pocket clips, and some of them did, and the ones that did were sometimes reversible, and it's kind of all over the place. This one does have a lot of play. So did the other one that I bought. It was very easily fixed by just tightening the pivot screw a little bit. In fact, let me do that right now. That looks like a T10. Indeed it is. Let's give it like a half rotation. A little more than that. Okay, the play's nearly gone. Well, let's see what that does to the mechanism. Yeah, now it's stuck. Okay, let's back you out a little bit. That's better. Well, I guess the play ain't going anywhere. And you do have a safety feature. There's a little wheelie switch on the back, which prevents you from depressing the button. You gotta wheel it a little bit, and then you can open it. It's a neat thing. And it came with a cheap little nylon sheath, which I didn't want, but the guy told me, like, nope, you have to take it. It comes with the knife. You have to. Whatever. And then we get to the truck stop collection. I got all of these from Love's. Yes, Love's has a fresh new stock, and that makes me very excited. We're going to start with this one. Well, it's a work of art, really. It's kind of looks like it's made to be a kind of a print painting, shaped a little bit like a surfboard, very ovular, and you have like one of the cheapest leafy blades I've ever seen. Very apparent tool marks, and well, it's liner locked. It's very thin, very light, and it's got a thumb stud, brass, and no detent. It's just a novelty knife, but that's what I like. No play though. Hey, and you can actually unscrew the thumb stud and reverse it if you wish. It also has a pocket clip. I didn't remove the sticker because I wanted to keep the price on there. I paid $8 for it, which is a lot. But check out the pocket clip. It goes like up and it swoops over and back in, kind of like on a honey badger knife. but it actually goes all the way over to the other side and slips in underneath the scale opposite, which I haven't seen before. That's kind of neat. This thing does not come up off the scale at all. In fact, it tapers down into the scale. So, how are you supposed to use that? I don't know. The Green Oval Eagle novelty knife for $8. And then I got these three. Now they had probably 5 or 6 different models that looked exactly like this almost. Here's one. And they were all like patriotic in some way, with the exception of the Digi Camo one. But this one's just got an American flag. There was one that had an eagle. Another one had another eagle with an American flag. And I was like, I'm just going to get the one for now, because these were $10 a piece. They are made by Precision Blades. So this one has, like I said, the Digi Camo with some neat slotting pattern going on in the scales. I opened this one because I actually wanted to carry it a little bit and maybe use it while I was on my trip. Didn't get much of a chance to, but you know what? For a cheap gas station knife and a blade that big, it actually flips pretty well. There's no blade play, and the centering is almost perfect. Not quite dead center, but I can forgive that. We got Teflon or nylon spacers and a deep ride pocket clip, the screws of which protrude a little bit into the space there. Hopefully that doesn't get in the way of anything. It's really close. Do you see that? It's tipped down only, no reversibility on the pocket clip. And the bottom has a kind of a, I don't know, knuckle duster thing going on. Is that intended to use as like some kind of a blunt weapon? I don't know. What? You get a lanyard hole cut out of the liners, actually. And I like how the liners don't quite line up at the end. That's the hallmark look of a Love's gas station knife. Blade is interesting. It's sort of a, what would you call that? Reverse tanto-ish? Recurved up here. Interesting. I haven't opened this one yet, so I don't know what to expect. Well, I expect it to be exactly the same. So the American flag version, also $10. Neither of these have anything going on the other side, just black scales. The hardware's a little different on this one. It's satiny instead of blacked out, and that's true with the blade as well. Deployment could have been better, but that was the very first time. Oof. Look at that centering. It's good. Okay, so it's a little bit stickier in the pivot, but we'll give it a little bit of time to get that oil moving. Lockup looks okay. No play. So the centering's just bad. I mean, that's actually a little bit worse than it was. I think it's almost colliding. So yeah, it's rubbing a little bit. And your liners are also satin, so you get your knuckle duster thing in that color as well. And just like the other one, they don't quite parallel one another. And you get a wavy American flag. Also for $10, we have one of these more tactical knives because it has a glass breaker on the bottom. It's got a seat belt cutter there, and it's decorated with a skull that has chains coming out of its eye holes. And there's a bullet hole right there, and there's red magma looking cracks. It's kind of a neat pattern though. It's like asphalt maybe, like a road with lava underneath, sort of. Same thing on the other side. Before any deployment or anything, that centering looks pretty good. Huh. That glass breaker's interesting. It almost looks like a grain silo in there. You know what I mean? It's held in by a bolt. Oh, we got a tip down only low ride pocket clip. Right hand only. I didn't push very hard. That actually felt kind of smooth. Oh, that's because it has 0 detent. I could probably open this without even touching the flipper tab. Yep. Well, I don't like that. Not so precise there, Precision Blades. I've had products from this company before, and I did notice that their font kind of reminds me of like Blade Runner. And look at that paint job. Is their name supposed to be like a play on words, like a joke, like precision? I don't know. Anyway, we have a recurved drop point blade with some speed lines up here. Oh, check out the hole with the spike shooting out of it. I mean, it's a neat look. It's sinister looking. I kind of like it. You don't get any of that decorations on the other side, though, oddly. Lockup looks okay. It's got Teflon spacers. Ooh. Yeah, the actual deployment, it's hard to describe. It's not super smooth, but it is at the same time kind of easy to move. I just don't like having no detent. I'm not used to that. Every knife I own has some kind of a detent. A quick deployment, I guess? Eat your heart out, Emerson. Yeah, it's making that noise, but it's still smooth at the same time. That's interesting. Like, you could it's almost drop shut once you get it to a point. Let's see if I can do this. Yeah. A truck stop drop shutty blade. Sort of. The truck stop version of drop shut. You know what? I'm actually starting to like this thing. I might have to carry it. I also went to Littleton, North Carolina, and visited the Cryptozoology and Paranormal Museum. They gave me a few of these stickers for free, because, it's my technically fourth time going there. They're in a new location. It's much bigger. They have more stuff. They do more things. And I also bought from them, well, I didn't buy those stickers. They gave them to me. This collectible card game called MetaZoo, which I heard about the last time I was there. He was talking about working with this company, starting out. And basically it's a card game that deals with mythical and cryptozoological creatures and stuff. So he became one of their distributors, and he still has these release event boxes, which he said, it is what it sounds like. These were specifically made for the release of the game. So if it takes off, these could be worth something someday, maybe. I don't know. But, I played Magic the Gathering when I was in high school, and, if it's basically kind of like that, but, cryptozoological stuff, that would be fun. So these are themed different ways. This one's called a wilderness deck, and this one's called the UFO deck. They had others, and he said that's the right way to do it. You get one type of deck and get a different type of deck, and you play them against each other. They also have, booster packs, and you can make your own decks and all that fun stuff. In the contents, it says you get 39 cards, one sealed holographic promo card, a rule book, and 3 booster packs. So in a separate video, I think I'll open these and go through them, and hopefully I don't regret that 10 years from now, I had a Black Lotus at one time, I didn't, but if you know, you know. So these were the knives I got on my haul. Which one's your favorite? For me, I don't know, it's a hard decision. The Auto Spike knockoff is an easy answer for me. Yes, that one. But I gotta tell you, I think this has got to be the one. It was surprisingly... The more I used it, the more I liked it. I don't know. And not in a good way. But the skull with the chains coming out of the eyes, that's a nice touch. I think I'm going to have to vote for this one. My favorite knife of the road trip.